Hello and welcome back to Football Daily, where today we're giving you our top 10 of the breakout stars of the 2018-19 season. Let's get going. 10. David Neres. Thanks to their magical run to the Champions League semi-finals, almost every player in Ajax's squad has been linked with a big move this summer. But at 22, David Neres is more likely to get his than Dusan Tadic. The Brazilian scored against Juventus and Real Madrid in the competition's knockout stages, and in the Eredivisie has 8 goals and 8 assists, averaging a contribution every 118 minutes. That means that Neres has 41 goals and assists in 48 starts since his arrival in the Netherlands, though his numbers have fallen a little since 2017-18, perhaps as a result of a tactical shift or Ajax's focus on Europe. In his first year, Neres took 2.3 shots a game, laid on 2.5 key passes and completed 4 dribbles a match, the best mark in the league. This year, dribbles have fallen to 2.4 and key passes to 1.5, but shots have stayed stable, with more of them coming from inside the box, a sign of maturing decision-making. As a result, Neres has helped Ajax to a first title in 5 years and their first Champions League semi-final since 1997, when Neres himself was just 1 month old. With Tottenham and Dortmund linked, he could move on this summer, or he could try to go one better at the Amsterdam Arena in 2020. 9. Diogo Jota. Finishing 7th in their first season back in the Premier League after a 6-year absence, Wolves look closer to the top 6 than to the mid-table already, and one of the stars of their campaign has been 22-year-old forward Diogo Jota. The Portuguese, who they acquired from Atletico Madrid for just €14 million, first arrived at Molineux in 2017, when he netted 17 to help the club win promotion, finishing the year as their top scorer. And in his first term in the English top flight, Jota has picked up 9 goals and 5 assists, surpassing his output at Porto in 2016-17, where he played alongside current teammate Ruben Neves. The youngster is required to work hard and coach Nuno Espirito Santo's defensive setup. And with 2.2 dribbles a match, he's excellent at evading pressure and creating attacks with just Raul Jimenez for support. But despite having to do so much alone, he rarely settles for bad shots, taking a huge 84% of his efforts from inside the box, a higher percentage than Aubameyang on 79. Jota also works hard on the defensive end, often ending opposition moves with tactical fouls, with only João Moutinho giving away more free kicks each match, and only Ryan Bennett boasting more yellow cards than Jota's 10. The complete wide attacker, it's remarkable to think that he was brought in for less than Man United paid Jose Mourinho to leave Old Trafford. 8. Abdou Diallo. Dortmund's second most expensive signing ever at €28 million, French defender Abdou Diallo moved to the Westfalenstadion from Mainz in 2018, having excelled in a poor defence which shipped 52 goals in 34 Bundesliga games. Now 23, the former Monaco man is primarily a centre-back, but has shared his time between there and the left flank this season, making 15 appearances as a fullback. Normally a big defender would be exposed in wide areas, but Diallo has been brilliant. Quick for his position, he completes around 1.5 dribbles a match, the same as Ben Chilwell, but is still rock solid in defence, winning 90% of the challenges he has attempted in the Bundesliga, outstripping Manuel Akanji on 69% and Zagadou on 87%. He is also an outstanding passer, playing 5 accurate long balls a game with a better accuracy than Leonardo Bonucci. The oldest of that BVB back 3, Diallo may be less vetted than Manuel Akanji, but is perhaps more likely than the Swiss to become the long-term rock at the heart of the club's backline. After years of building a team around a gifted attack, it might well be Dortmund's promising defenders which end up returning them to the very top of German football. 7. Ismaila Sarr. Senegalese winger Ismaila Sarr first started to gain attention in 2018, playing the full 90 in all 3 of his country's World Cup games, as they unluckily missed out on a spot in the round of 16 after a strong group stage. And his reputation has only grown this season, after 6 goals and 6 assists in Ligue 1 with Rennes and victory in the Coupe de France. Sarr, who doesn't turn 22 until 2020, has not just impressed domestically, but also in Rennes' strong Europa League campaign which saw them knock out hipster favourites Real Betis and give Arsenal a scare. While he takes 1.7 shots per 90 in Ligue 1, he took 2.6 in Europe, and key passes rose from 1.1 to 1.8, resulting in him contributing to 6 goals in 700 minutes despite tougher opposition. He also completes a couple of dribbles a game with exceptional acceleration, often leaving opponents no choice but to foul him, as a consequence earning 3 free kicks a match for his team. Sarr turned down Barcelona in 2017 to join Rennes out of a desire to play as much as possible, and he now ranks among Europe's most sought-after wide talents. With the Blaugrana, Arsenal and Liverpool all linked, he's unlikely to spend much longer in Brittany. 6. Florian Grillitsch. While Tottenham might have struggled to get deals over the line in the last couple of years, the club hasn't struggled to identify the right targets as they look for a Moussa Dembele replacement. Pochettino's side have been linked with Ndombele, Tielemans and most recently Florian Grillitsch, the latter an Austrian midfielder who has established himself as one of the first name on Julian Nagelsmann's Hoffenheim team sheet. Like Dembele at his best, Grillitsch is a superb defender, regaining possession 5.4 times a match in the Bundesliga in 18-19, ranking 20th in the division for tackles and 7th for interceptions at the age of 23. And while he may not be a dynamic runner with the ball, averaging one dribble a game to the 3.5 Dembele once tallied, his distribution gets his side upfield with around 4 long balls and nearly 60 passes every match. With Nagelsmann off to RB Leipzig in the summer of 2019, the former Werder Bremen man may be keen to try a new challenge next year. And after what Pochettino has achieved with Moussa Sissoko and Harry Winks, it would be fascinating to see Tottenham with one of Europe's brightest young midfielders in their ranks. 5. Joaquin Correa. Somehow no one has tried to take Luis Alberto off Lazio despite 32 Serie A goal involvements over the last 2 seasons, but now the Eagles look to have found his heir in another under-the-radar star. Joaquin Correa joined from Sevilla in 2018 for €16 million, which was just the 3rd time since 2002 that the Roman outfit have paid over €15 million for a player, and their faith looks sure to be repaid after a strong maiden season. This term, Correa has scored 3 and assisted 6 in Serie A, and XG suggests his tally should be much higher, closer to 13 combined contributions. That would put him around 0.7 goals and assists per 90 minutes, and Correa's predicted output this campaign is level with an elite creator like Lorenzo Insigne, and ahead of Polish sensation Krzysztof Piątek. But unlike Piątek, the 24-year-old can also contribute to his side and build up play, with his huge 3.4 dribbles a game the 2nd best in Serie A, while he can also feature at centre-forward or attacking midfield. The Argentinian has not earned a cap since 2017 when he picked up his first 3, but with underlying numbers as good as his, 2019-20 is sure to be a big season. And with Banega and Di Maria aging out, expect Correa to star in blue and white at both club and international level in the very near future. 4. Jean-Philippe Mateta. In the Bundesliga this season, 3 French strikers have bagged over 10 goals, and yet they have just 1 cap between them. But while the quality of Sebastian Haller and Alisson play is well established, Mainz's 21-year-old forward Jean-Philippe Mateta is a virtual unknown. Like player, he came through Lyon's youth ranks and spent 17-18 on loan in Ligue 2 with Le Havre, where he netted 19 in 37 to help the club to the playoffs. Mainz spent a club record €8 million, which could rise to 10 to bring him in, and this year he's the only player in the squad to have not missed a league game, netting 13 Bundesliga goals along the way despite not taking penalties. That means across Europe, among under-22s, only Mbappe, Jovic and Kai Havertz have scored more, and Mateta's tally of 3.3 shots per game and 2.6 from inside the box at such a young age makes that output likely to be sustainable, and even get better in the long term. Meanwhile, at 6'4", Mateta has an imposing physique, and over 1 dribble a match suggests he has decent pace and skill in his locker too. If he can stay fit, we give it another year before a mid-table Premier League club quadruples Mainz's outlay to bring him to England. 3. Youri Tielemans. Okay, so Youri Tielemans has been around for 6 years now, but while the 22-year-old was always discussed as a possible star, he failed to earn a move to a top side from Anderlecht, and his eventual switch to Monaco was far from glorious. In his first year, the Belgian made just 18 starts for the club, and though that rose to 20 in his second year, the Principality side fell into a relegation battle, let coach Leo Jardim go, hired and fired Thierry Henry, and re-hired Jardim to save them. But a January move to Leicester has once again moved Tielemans back to the top of shopping lists. The midfielder has taken on a more attacking role at the King Power, with his defensive stats dropping from 3.5 tackles and interceptions a game to 2.5, but his licence to get forward has paid off, with 7 goals and assists in 1,000 minutes, meaning only Pereira, Vardy and Maddison have been involved in more for the Foxes all season. However, his passing and build-up has also been impressive, going straight in at number 2 in the Leicester squad for passes per game. And he doesn't play it safe, creating 1.5 chances per 90 and somehow managing a 76% pass accuracy on his long balls, while someone like Virgil van Dijk only completes 61% of his. With plenty of strength and acceleration, Tielemans looks like he could be a complete midfielder. The only question is whether Leicester can keep hold of him. 2. David Brooks. Between Mitrovic, Maddison and the entire Wolves squad, 2018-19 was a great year for players coming up from the Championship, and David Brooks was one of the bargains of the season, joining Bournemouth for £11 million after a single full campaign with Sheffield United. The Welshman has helped the Cherries outscore every team outside the top 6, producing 12 goals and assists from his spot on the right. That puts him at a goal involvement every 2 games, at 21 in his first Premier League season, despite some unimpressive raw numbers. Brooks completes just 1 dribble a game with a shocking 38% success rate, though that is often the case with youngsters who still need to physically develop, and Bournemouth's counter-attacking system means he is often running into space on the counter. Eddie Howe's side also prize shot quality over number of efforts, and so while Brooks takes just 1.6 shots a game, about half the number of Fulham's Andre Schürrle, his shots have a 16% chance of going in, compared to 6% for Schürrle's efforts. A healthy record of 2.5 tackles and interceptions per game also puts Brooks among the league's hardest working wide men, and could see him fit nicely into an elite pressing side, which is perhaps why Bournemouth gave him a contract extension halfway through his first year. No more than he deserves. 1. João Félix. Benfica have a habit of turning youngsters into stars in a short space of time. Back in 2016, 24 league appearances were enough to win Renato Sanchez the Golden Boy Award and a €35 million move to Bayern Munich, while Jan Oblak became La Liga's most expensive goalkeeper in 2014, having played just 16 times for the Eagles. The latest in this line is attacker João Félix, a 19-year-old who spent 6 years in Porto's academy, only leaving when the Dragons decided he was too small to make it professionally. 5 years on, Félix is 5'11" and sitting on 14 goals and 7 assists in the Portuguese top flight, having been involved in a goal every 79 minutes, as well as netting a hat-trick in the Europa League, the youngest player ever to do so. Though he can play at attacking mid or on the wing, Felix's numbers clearly suggest that he could be a striker, with under 1 dribble a game but 2.7 shots from inside the box, more than Harry Kane has managed this year. Along the way, he's helped Benfica average 3 goals a game in league play. While fees are hugely overestimated for players coming out of Portugal, both Man City and Juventus have been linked with €100 million moves for the youngster, whose buyout clause is €35 million higher than that, despite only receiving his debut in August 2018. Already being labelled the new Ronaldo, if Felix can handle the pressure, there's no limit to what he could achieve. So I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss one when we produce it. See you next time, guys.